こんにちは。
Konnichiwa. Hello.
Hello.
I'm Dalton.
I'm Aoi.
Oh, that was fast.
What is the theme today?
What is the theme today?
言えた。
最近ハマっていること。Things that we've been really into recently. So, is there anything that you feel like
No. I asked you.
You asked me first? You're right. Can't deflect the question like that.
そうだよ。
I feel like there's at least a couple of things that come to mind right away. One is drawing, which I think we're both really into recently. I've been doing a lot of pencil drawing, illustration, for a while now, a little bit on and off for a couple of years, but for the last couple of months, a little bit more consistently, actually definitely more consistently than ever before in my life. So,
ね、
pencil drawing.
ね、鉛筆使った。ね、葵、そのさ、描き方
Yeah.
で使われてる消しゴムとか、なんか、ペーパー消しゴム何あれ
Yeah.
ぼかすやつ
The like kneaded eraser or like the
なんか
yeah. It's like
何あれ
it's like a precision eraser thing, just a really, really small eraser basically at like the tip of a pencil so that you can like
No, not that one.
Not that
なんか
one.
It was paper.
paper.
And you got 太い one と細い one と
Oh, those are not erasers, those are blending stumps.
branding stamps.
Yeah, so it's basically like a stick of old paper or of material that you use to like rub the graphite or rub the pencil marks around so that it blends it.
ぼかす感じでしょ
Yeah.
あれかっこいいと思ってた。けどなんだろうと思ってた。消しゴムじゃないんだね。
Yeah, no. It will definitely take away some of the graphite that's on the paper. So your shading, your rendering will end up a little bit lighter, but it's not meant to erase. It just kind of steals a little bit of it. So you haven't used something like that before?
ないよ。なんか指
Yeah.
指で同じような仕事をしたことはあるけど。わかるでしょ
Yeah.
なんかこうぼかして。
I still use my fingers sometimes too.
そう。多分そんな感じで使ったけど、専用の道具は見たこともなかったし、
Yeah.
使ってるの。
Yeah, well, maybe we'll play with it together someday soon.
ね。
It's fun.
楽しそう。
But you've also been drawing a lot recently, right?
Kind of.
Kind of. You're drawing like every day for like
Yeah.
many hours a day. What do you mean, kind of?
なんか作品を完成させてるっていうよりは、ただお絵描きをしてる。
That's not true. The whole book that you've been writing, you've been drawing this
あれも
whole
ドロー
time.
イングに入る
Yeah, it's just digital.
デジタルだよね。
Yeah,
OK。そう、それはしてるね。
yeah.
なんかデジタルだとやっぱり今までそっちの方が難しいと思ってたけど、全然そんなことなくて、消すのも一発で消えるし、色変えるのもポンって変えれるし、なんて楽なんだと思ったけど、けどやっぱり紙と向き合って、自分でペンを持って書いてみたら、またそれも違った楽しみがある、楽しみ方
Yeah.
があるんだなって感じて、どっちもトライしてみてよかったと思ってる。
Yeah, it was really fun to watch you learn. She's been using Procreate on the iPad. And at first you were, like everybody is when they first start learning a digital medium, you were like kind of treating it like normal drawing. And then you started learning more and more about layers and shortcuts and effects and everything. And it was cool to see like you able to do new things as you were learning all these.
そう、あれは有料アプリだよね。そう。その
It's cheap though. It's like $10 or something, $14. I don't remember.
本当
7 maybe.
1000円ぐらいなんだね。
Something like that, yeah.
なんかそのアプリの使い方でもうどんどん最初の時よりは
Yeah.
はるかに上手になってたけど、でもまだこうしたい、もっとこうなりたい、もっと早く 終えれるようになりたいとか思ってきたら、もう完成したはずの作品だけど、もうちょっと手加えちゃったり、やり直ししちゃったり、なんかそういうので無駄な時間も過ごしてたよね、最後の方はもう。
Well,
変わんないよとか言ってたじゃん。
right. Some of that, I think every artist feels that for sure. I feel that when I draw sometimes,
本
where
当
I'll finish like a portrait sketch or something and I'll think it's really good. And then like 2 days later, I'll look at it and I'll be like, oh, the nose is kind of fucked up. Or,
わかる。
you know what I mean?
けどさ、ダルダンの場合はさ、なんか答えっていうかそのモデルの絵があるでしょ？
Sometimes, yeah. When I'm doing like studies and stuff, yeah.
そうそう。この間描いてたモデルさんの絵とかも。
Yeah.
けど、今回の私の本の場合ってさ、なんか答えがあったっちゃったけどさ、
Yeah.
結構自分スタイルっていうのがさ、強かったからさ、もう止まらないよね。
Right. Yeah.
10回ぐらいやり直し、
Yeah.
色変えて。
And a lot of that isn't even like, you know, how good you are with the tool. That's just like design skill and like personal like satisfaction, you know, like knowing what you want.
そう、だから、まあでも楽しいよね。
Yeah.
ドローミングは。
Yeah.
子供にもこれからいっぱいさせたいなと思
Yeah. And you, we mentioned that you, 作品を完成 recently, right? 完成した. Do you want to say a little bit about that and then we can talk about it more another time?
う。いいよ。そうだね。そう、さっき言ってた有料アプリを使って作ってたやつは、バイリンガルキッズブックで、
Yeah.
詳しい発音で言うと、正しい発音で言うと、バイリンゴキッズブック、あ、違う、バイリンゴキッズブックス。
Yeah, bilingual kids book. And it's adorable. It's amazing. I love it. And
Thank
I
you.
think we'll share it pretty soon, probably. I think we're going to order our own version 1.0 of the printed version. And then maybe after that, we'll maybe have a whole episode about it and talk about all the details of what it was like to make it and what it's about and all the pictures and everything.
そう、やっぱり手元に来てからじゃないと説明もできないと思うから、
Yeah.
ね、手元に来たらもっと詳しく、ポッドキャスト使って、
Ooh, we can hold it and talk about it? That'll be
したい
fun.
ね、楽しい。
Let's do that.
なんかこれ今回作ったのをシリーズ化にもしたいから、また今ナンバー2とかも考えてて。なんか作ってほしいのあったら言ってください。
Yeah. Well,
楽しい。なんかただの動物とかでもいいけど、意外となんか探しても見つからないようなバイリンガルなやつ
yeah.
の方が取り組みやすいと思うから。
Yeah.
ごめん、あっち見て喋ってた、ずっと。
I know, so I keep looking at you.
なんかね、多分ね、ダルさんの目見て話したらね、
It feels like you're talking to me and not to somebody in front of us.
あと集中できない。
Oh, I see. Is that a compliment? Is that a good thing?
なんだろうな、多分、もうこの話を知ってるでしょ？私が何についてどういうもの。
Oh, yeah, sure.
だから、ダルさんの顔見て話してたら、なんか、多分、はしょっちゃう。なんていうの？なんか適当に言っちゃいそう。
Right.
でしょこんな感じでしょだから、もうちゃんと説明するたびに、そのくるくるくるってなってる白と黒の絵を見ながら、
Oh, yeah. we have a very cool little painting by our wall that a friend of mine made.
そう、友達が作った絵を見ながら私は今一生懸命本の説明をしてた。なんかさ、なんか変に集中が妨ぐものが視界に入っちゃうと、
Yeah.
ちゃんと話したいことも 100% で話せないから、
Yeah.
たまにそうしちゃうんです、私。
Yeah, that's okay.
すいません、目見
No,
ないで
there's nothing to apologize for.
でも、すごい気にしてそうにしてたから、見て僕の目をって。失礼しました。
No, not at all.
ドリンク、
So,
ドリンク失礼します。
oh, it's going to make a noise. Go for it. Very nice. Other 最近ハマっていること. I have at least one more that I want to mention, but is there anything else that comes up for you? Okay, well, if I say the other thing that if I ask you, what's the other thing that I've been doing a lot recently?
言っていいの？わかるよ、おい。
Yeah.
将棋。
将棋だね。そういえば、将棋、どちら？
ちょっとさ、将棋。
将棋。
ちょっとさ、かっこよく言ってみていい？マイク使って。
いいよ。
将棋。
Is that supposed to be かっこいい? Because it didn't feel like it. I can add that effect in the editing.
本当
I'm not going to, but I could.
セルフで。
Yeah.
多分将棋じゃない？そのまま。
平板ですね。将棋じゃない。
将棋。
Okay, cool. Anyways, yeah, I've been playing. I'm just going to use the English pronunciation just so I don't have to keep switching back and forth.
Okay, 将棋。
Shogi, yeah. I've been playing shogi a lot, and
面白い。
I
す
love
ごい。
it.
だって、
Yeah.
まずそのさ、成り行き本話したら、
Chess. So, ever since I was a little kid, I've known how to play chess. I always liked it. I played it with my siblings. I played it with my dad. Definitely wasn't like some child prodigy or like didn't play it all the time or anything, but I always knew how to play and I always thought it was cool. And then when I was in university, I got much more into chess. Again, I never really played competitively or anything like that, but I started learning like opening theory. I started playing a lot more, doing a lot of puzzles, like watching more YouTube videos about it, just that kind of thing.
何？オープニングセアリーみたいな言ってたやつ。
So opening theory is a really important thing that I wanted to talk about for why I like shogi. So basically, for those that don't know, chess has a bunch of pieces on a gridded board, and each of the pieces has different ways to move. And this type of game has existed for a very long time. There are old variations that you'll see of like an Indian variation of chess, I believe called chaturanga. And then there's all kinds of different variations throughout Asia and other countries as well. Countries, Asia's not a country, continents. There's a Chinese equivalent, which I don't remember the name. There's a Korean equivalent, and then there's shogi in Japan, and there's multiple different versions of shogi. There's like dai shogi, and there's the small shogi, and then there's the chu shogi.
あったね、覚えてる。
And there's like different variations of those as well with different pieces. But basically, in modern standard chess that is the most widely played internationally, all of the starting positions, and in all of these games, the starting positions are always the same. The same piece starts in the same spot for every game, right? And if the same piece starts in the same spot and can only make the same types of movements, there starts to be patterns that show up, right? Which turn is the best turn to make at the start becomes really important, right? Because the goal is to take the other opponent's king, right? And so you want to be in a good position as fast as possible. And so, especially after computers and stuff started coming out, you could very easily or more easily analyze with a computer, how good is this move, right? Combine that with millions of people playing this game, and then lots of development of people studying the space, and you start to get almost like a rule book of in chess. Basically, first move, you play e4, and then you play this in response, and you play this in response, and this in response. Basically, what I'm trying to say is that a lot of chess nowadays, getting really good at chess, is just getting really good at memorizing opening theory and response patterns. So if somebody makes this move, how do I prepare my positioning to be able to counter that move? If they do this, then I do this. If they do this, then I do this. that kind of thing. Of course, it's not, that cut and dry. It is still creative and geometric and fun. But especially at higher levels, it starts to just be who knows these patterns better, which to me is super boring. Because I love the fun of like the geometry of it, the creativity of the combinations of different movements, right? Whereas when it just becomes like a memorization game of, do you know the right response to this combination of opening moves, it's just not as fun. So my solution up to now has been playing. Well, first of all, let me pause. How much of that was easy enough to understand, and have you had any thoughts or reflections so far?
私はもう前にも話を聞いてたから理解できたけど、多分ついてってない人いっぱいいると思う。
Okay.
けど、いいんじゃない？
Do you want me to like restart?
でも、チェスは将棋とのそのつながりが、
これから。
OK。
ごめん。
今さっきさ、アジアで日本だったら将棋でしょって言ってたから、
Right.
なんか、つながったと思ったけど、あんまりそこ話さないで言ったから、ずっとそれ聞こうと思ってた。なんか。
Right. Because you asked about opening theory, so I was trying to explain what that was.
Okay.
So where I was going with all of that, and sorry, that was kind of a lot, was that my solution to being sort of not happy about the pattern following opening theory studying of chess is a variation called Fisher random, where all the pieces in the back row, the back rank, are random. They're randomly moved around, but in the same way on each side, and there's certain rules with that, but it basically makes it so it's very, very hard or impossible to learn any opening theory because every game is different. Now, I more recently tried just for fun playing a game of shogi and equally started to love that type of game again, like chess again. Because, oh man, you can take pieces that you took from your opponent and put them back on the board, which just changes everything about the game, first of all.
そうだよね。
And the fact that almost every piece can be promoted at the other side, and then that changes their movements, also just changes everything. And with the number of pieces, with the size of the board, the whole early game moves a lot slower. And I think that's a good thing because it gives you a lot more time to develop in different ways and to take advantage of different things that happen in the early game. Another really, really big difference is in chess, as you get later and later in the game, there are less and less pieces to use because they just die. They just go away. Whereas in shogi, it never changes. Like as soon as someone takes a piece, now you get that piece and you can play it on your side. So it gets more and more complex and more crowded and more crazy as you go further in.
Okay.
Which is just completely backwards.
真逆だね。
Yeah. Did you play shogi a lot as a kid?
Yeah, I don't remember anymore.
You don't remember how to play? What is when you think of shogi, what do you think of?
I think it's cool. だけど、なんだろう、子供の時の感覚ってさ、多分すごく大人になって、新しいゲームを覚えようって思った時の、その、説明がなくても、なんか見て、こんな感じかっていうのでさ、覚えることが多いじゃない、なんか、ドッジボールにしても、見て覚えたり、なんか、将棋も私も説明を大人にされて覚えたんじゃなくて、友達がやってるの見て、なんとなく覚えて、で、友達との間でただ遊んでたから、その中に間違いがあったかもしれないけど、でも、将棋をしてたんだよね。だからこう、覚えてないのはきっとそのせいなんだけど、
As long as it was fun, that's all that really matters.
でも一番覚えてるのは、その将棋最後終わった後に、将棋倒しっていう、なんかその将棋の駒が入ってる四角い箱に将棋入れて、で、逆さまにして、こう四角い豆腐みたいに綺麗にまとまってるやつを音を鳴らさないで最後まで端っこに持っていくっていうゲームはしっかり覚えてるから、
yeah.
なんか将棋に対してすごく楽しかったなーっていう思い出はある。なんか全然違うけど。
Yeah.
うん。
Those are some cool like memories. I'm glad that you got to play it as a kid. I didn't even know it existed as a kid. But what is your like impression or thoughts about shogi in Japan? Like, did you see a lot of people playing it? Do you see it at stores? Do people talk about it? Like, did people in your high school or college play it, or was it more like my grandpa plays that kind of thing?
ね、まず何チャンネルっていうテレビのどっかの決まったチャンネルで、ほぼ毎日、多分ね、私の感覚ね、
Yeah.
確か将棋の番組が放送されてたの。
Oh,
ずっとなんか
like tournaments or something?
なんだろう。解説しながら戦っていくみたいな、なんかもう本当に一個の番組として、
Yeah.
男の人、女の人が。
They like explain the moves and stuff.
とかやってるんだよね、ずっと。
That's cool.
それが何時の時間帯にどこでやってたのかは全く覚えてないけど、
That's cool.
暇な時にテレビつけたらそれがやってたイメージがあるし、あとは私がやってた学校のアフタースクールのさ、
Yeah.
セカンドスクールみたいな場所、
Yeah.
児童館っていう場所があって、そこでみんなで親が来るまで遊ぶエリアがあるんだけど、そこにいろんなかっこいいおもちゃが全部あって、ツイスターももちろんそこで知ったし、もうそこで一輪車も乗れるようになったし、なんかそのくらいすっごくいい場所で遊んでて、
Yeah.
そこで、そう、将棋も囲碁も全部学んだ。
That's
から、
awesome.
結構身近な存在だったかもしれない。
Right.
だけど、
だけど、
今はできない。
That's okay.
だから今ね、隣でハマってる人を見てるから、あ、いいな、私もやろうかなとか思いつつ、私はまだ、ちょっと、なんだっけね。
ラミキューブ？
ラミキューブがあるから、まだいけない。too busy.
Yeah.
お金払ってる？そのゲーム。
No.
オンラインで戦えるの？
Yeah. I will say though, I'm noticing now that I've played enough rounds of shogi that the thing that I don't like about chess is starting to become relevant again. It's starting to come up again, which is opening theory, where there are sort of like, I forget what they're called in Japanese, but it's like these like specific moves that almost everybody makes at the beginning of a match if you're good, if you know, like not if you're good, but there's a couple of different, they're called like joseki or something like that. Jo nantoka. Joseki kana. I'll have to look that up. I don't remember. Where they're the moves that you make at the beginning of a game, basically. Which again, I don't think that's fun. I don't think it's fun to memorize all those, but it's okay. I mean, I wonder if there's a Fisher random version of shogi. Maybe that would be fun.
さ、一つ質問がある。今、ダル君は、ひらがな漢字がわかるから、将棋に飲み込むのが早かったじゃん？入り込む？それってさ、もし外国人の方が将棋したいってなって、遊ぼうとしても、まず漢字のその、どれがどれから。英語バージョンあるの？
Yeah, so there's the
英語バージョンあるの？
Yeah.
キングって書いてたりするの？
So there's two basic sets for shogi tiles. There's the original Japanese ones, which just have the kanji on the tile. And then there's the international version where they have a single letter on there. So, there's, instead of having like the gold and the silver and the whatever, it's like Lancer, it's G for gold, S for silver, B for bishop, R for rook, P for pawn. Like they all have international letters for them.
じゃあ漢字があって、その隣に
Yeah, usually the
アル
kanji,
ファベットが。
the kanji would be like smaller and like near the top, and then the letter would be bigger.
へー、見てみて。
Yeah,
でも真っ黒になってない文字だらけで。
I'll show you. It's on the thing.
想像できない。
The first couple of games that I played like that because I wasn't used to each of the pieces yet, and usually they're written in like some really crazy like shodo like style, so it was hard to read all of them, especially upside down. But after playing a couple of games, I got used to what they all look like and what they all turn into when they
すごい。
change. So
後で見せてね。
yeah. So yeah, that was a very long way of saying shogi is really
Shogi is
fun.
very fun.
And
時間制限あるの将棋って。
no. Well, if you play in like a competitive tournament, then yeah, they'll put a timer on it. But traditionally with friends, no, they don't.
じゃあ友達とオンラインで、友達じゃなくてもオンラインでバトルしてるときは、
Oh, like when I'm playing?
うん。
It depends on what you're doing. Again, like if you're just playing one-on-one with a friend, you can have no time limit. But if you're playing like in an actual match for a rank or something, then yeah, there would be a time
な
limit.
るほどね。いいな。ナミキューブもそれがいい。
With no time?
タイムなかったらなかったら楽しくなくなるけど。
Yeah,
But
you kind of need
選
the
べ
pressure,
そう、
right?
プレッシャーがね。今日プレッシャーがストレスになっちゃう時があるからね。
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of a double-edged sword, which is a good English phrase. You ever heard of that?
聞いたこと
A
ない。
double-edged sword. So like a sword with two edges.
あー。
Sword is ken, right? Which means like there's a good thing about it and there's a bad thing about it, right? Like it's both of
I
those.
see, okay.
The good thing about having that time limit is like the pressure is it makes it more fun because it's like giri like trying to get through it, but it also makes it like kind of annoying because like you feel
そう。
frustrated.
そう、自分の自分の実力が
Yeah.
すごくそこで出てる気がする。
Yeah.
もっと上手だったらもっとできたのにこの時間内でって。
Is there a good English or Japanese translation for that? For double-edged sword? It's probably some yojijukugo kind of thing.
あると思うな。
Yeah, that's okay. You don't need to.
いいこともあるし悪いこともあるみたいなことでしょ
Yeah, yeah.
ね。多分パパ聞いてるはずだから教えて後で。この間のお話の時も、
Yeah.
模様替えですって来て、あ、分かったみたいですね。みたいな。そう。
That's awesome.
はあ、楽しい。あとあるハマってること。
Oh man, I could probably talk for 100 years about all the things that I'm interested in. But that's definitely more than enough for now. Shogi is fun. It's definitely my recommendation if you're
チェスとか好きだったらね。
yeah. If you're looking to learn a new game, it's pretty easy. If you can play chess, you can play shogi. They're pretty similar.
いつか戦いましょうって。
Yeah. I can't guarantee that I'll be playing it for super long because, as you know, I tend to get into a game or something for like a couple weeks or a couple months, and then I'll switch to something else. But
本当に。
at least for right now, it's very fun. I like to explore. Okay.
でもチェスのさ、歴は長かったんじゃない？
Yeah. But I haven't played it like consistently for a long time. It's like I'll play it for a couple weeks or a couple months, and then I'll do something else for a while, and I'll play it for a couple weeks or a couple months.
本当。飽き性なんだね。
It's not so much. I think it's just like my yusenjuni like
あー。
changes from like depending on what's going on in my life.
それは理解。
So like if I'm working on a big project or something, it's like chess isn't my priority. Whereas
Okay.
you know if I'm on vacation or something, then like we have free time, then yeah, I'll play a couple games.
し、なんかあと、最初わかんない状態で行くからさ、こう、すごく興味津々で行くけどさ、
Right, exactly.
どんどん興味がさ、あ、もう分かってきた、いいやってなっちゃう感じでしょ。
Yeah, exactly.
それって恋愛でも一緒
You think so?
一緒かな
I don't know. How do you feel about that?
わかんない。私はもうね、ラミキューブをほぼ1年ぐらい付き合いそうだから。
Yeah.
でも、 飽きずにいけそうかなと思ってるけど。
Okay. っていうことでね。I think that's probably about it for this episode.
いやー、見て、葵の手の色すっごい焼けた。
Hey.
It's getting started. Summertime.
It is.
Guys.
Thank you for listening.
Thank you for listening. Have a summer break. Have a good summer.
Have a good
Time.
summertime. Have a good summer. Have a good day. Have a good night. Bye bye. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Thank you.